It's Ashley with Budgets Made Easy and the Money Mindset podcast. Today kicks off the Spring Cleaning Money Challenge. So, on the podcast, this is going to be episodes number 138 through 142. And I will also be posting these on YouTube because I've done a poll lately, asked everyone, more of you prefer YouTube, but I still love the podcast too. So, I'm going to attempt to do both. So, this is the first step in doing that. So, if you are new, if you haven't got your workbook yet, go to budgetsmadeeasy.com/spring and you'll be able to get the daily notifications, some extra tips, maybe even some prizes. And you can print off your workbook to follow along each day with the challenges. So, we are going to do 5 different challenges each day this week to help you declutter your mind, declutter your money, get things on track, spring clean, reset. It's a great time of year to kind of refocus and just declutter, right? We want to declutter our house, our stuff, but also our money and our all those distractions and things that are causing us to spend money that we shouldn't and that we don't even want to spend on those things because it's not a priority. So today is day 1, and I want you to clean up the apps. So open your phone, your device, iPad, whatever the case may be, and delete the apps that cause you to spend the most money. So I'm talking about Amazon, Walmart, Target, any of the apps that are causing, like, you open it, you're bored, and you're scrolling through your phone looking for something. You're like, oh, I'm going to check this. And you're just looking for stuff just because you're bored. Maybe you're sad, anxious, depressed. Money is emotional. If it were just logical, we wouldn't overspend. We wouldn't be in debt. We wouldn't do the things that we don't want to do, right? You want to prioritize paying off debt. Well, you have to have the money to do that. And if you are spending, $100 here, $50 there, that extra money that you have to send to your priorities of paying off debt is going to random stuff that you don't even want or need because you're bored or because you're trying to fill this emotional bucket with spending money. And all of us do it. And with our phones as big of a distraction that they are nowadays, it's so, like, it's just a habit. You don't even necessarily mean to. It's just a habit to pick up your phone and start looking through things, right? So if you remove some of that temptation, make it harder. So if you have the Amazon app and you remove the app, then you have to go to the actual internet browser, right? You have to make that extra effort, and that makes it more of a conscious effort versus just picking up your phone and opening the app and then checking out, right? So in your workbook, so challenge number 1 is deleting spending apps. So apps that make you spend. And it could even be Facebook or Instagram if you're getting ads and you're seeing these things and it's causing you to buy things that you don't need. That happened to me the other day. I saw an ad. It was for a cookbook, and it was for a physical cookbook, which, normally things are digital, right? Digital downloads, like what I sell. And so it was free, quote unquote free, but you had to pay for shipping. So it was like $10. So I was like, okay, I really I like cookbooks. I like having the recipe right in front of me. I know you can get like everything on the internet, right? But I like actual physical books. So I ordered that. Well, then the next page, of course, they had an upsell, another offer. Well, I misread the print and ordered some more things that I really didn't want or need because I was on my phone looking at Facebook. So, that is a temptation. And, you're probably just a lot happier if you remove Facebook or Instagram anyway, right? Like, most of the time, those are not happy places. I have curated or Instagram to be my happy place. So, Facebook, I actually do things a little differently. So I don't see things that really upset me, but Instagram, like, is different. And that is my happy place. Like I block anything that makes me angry, makes me upset, because I want to, and like, why would I open an app if I'm just going to get upset? Right. So, I make that. So, in your workbook, I want you to identify some of those feelings that cause you to open up the apps or shop online. Usually it's online nowadays, right? So what are some of those feelings that make you go to the store or open the app to spend money when you know you shouldn't, when you know you haven't budgeted for it, you haven't prioritized, like that's not a priority to you, but you're doing it anyway. So I want you to really analyze that and remove the temptation. Right? So just like if you were addicted to drugs or alcohol, or, even um, shopping is an addiction, can be an addiction as well, especially just the impulse, that dopamine hit. It's basically the same thing, right? But if you're addicted to drugs or alcohol, you have to take out the temptation, right? You can't just have a little bit here and there, usually, if you're like really addicted. But we still, like, that's hard, right? When you're addicted to shopping or food, because those are things that we still need in our daily life. So I want you to remove some of those triggers, kind of disrupt that habit and that pattern of behavior by deleting the apps. And then I want you to actually write down which apps you're going to delete to hold yourself accountable. And I want you to set a minimum goal of at least 2 weeks to delete them for 2 weeks, see how you do. It doesn't have to be forever, but I want you to set a goal that you can achieve. So if you say, I'm going to delete it forever, well, in a month, you download them again, you feel like you failed. But if you make that minimum goal of a week or 2 weeks, like, you can show yourself that you can do it, and that gives you that dopamine hit too. That gives you that motivation, that momentum to move forward. So that is your challenge for today. Don't forget, you can go get your workbook to follow along each day, and at budgetsmadeeasy.com/spring. So budgetsmadeeasy.com/spring. It'll also be in the show notes and down below. And make sure that you are following. So you're subscribed either wherever you're listening to the podcast. It's like follow now instead of subscribe. YouTube, make sure you're subscribed. You've got the notifications on so you know when the next video hits. And I will see you tomorrow. So we've got a couple things this week that I'm excited to kind of help you declutter. So like the apps, you're kind of decluttering that temptation on your phone, right? Because we always have our phones with us. So that's the spring cleaning aspect of it. Let me know in the comments what apps you're deleting. And if you're listening to the podcast, let me know in the free Facebook group. Of course, YouTube, just let me know below in the comments. Let me know what apps you are going to delete. So let me know below, and I will talk to you tomorrow.